Hello everybody, how are you all doing? Welcome back to City Unplugged, your very own Man City fan channel. Always is here, he says, come on City, UCL nights are always special. Always UCL nights are always they're like, they're extra, they make you dream more. They're like, I don't know, there's that special aura, there's always that special feeling around UCL nights. So it's just something wonderful. UCL nights, especially when you're watching from a place like India where it's 1:30 in the night, and if you do well it's almost like the match finishes at 3:30 and so on, and you can it's it almost feels like a night, a blissful night through. UCL nights are always special, I would say. I'll just start the match on my device and then we can continue on the stream. Just give me a second. Today, Leipzig and Madrid and City and Copenhagen are playing. The match will not be easy. The first leg is away at Copenhagen. The lineup's interesting. We'll just speak about the lineup a bit. I was actually interested a lot in today's lineup because, okay, Pep's been picking lineups for the Premier League, for example, and so on. But today's lineup is important because always when the UCL lineups came, even last year when the UCL games came, Pep went with a lineup which he continued throughout till the end in all the important matches, and especially till the end of the season. So I think this lineup gives you a view of what Pep Guardiola maybe thinks is the best lineup going forward. So this is it's very interesting, I would say. I mean, he's chosen Grealish. People would say it's for game time. Pep Guardiola doesn't choose any players for game time in a UCL knockout match. It doesn't matter which the team is. In Copenhagen have defeated Galatasaray. They have defeated Manchester United. There were two legs in the group stages, and Copenhagen have come up trumps against two very good teams in Galatasaray. And Galatasaray was really strong. If you see Icardi, Zaha, they had Hakim Ziyech, they had some very good players. Copenhagen won against them. Copenhagen came through against them. Copenhagen came through against Manchester United. So Pep will surely not disrespect any team. So it's Manchester City who have kicked off, and it's a foul in City's favor. I'm interested to see the formation because this lineup doesn't, tell you the real formation. The real formation will be very interesting. I'm interested to see where will Foden play. I'll be very angry if Foden is pushed out on the wing, out wide, because Foden doesn't belong there. The Everton match told you that. Kyle Walker, I expect Bernardo Silva to come into the midfield and play as well, because Kyle Walker will be riding the wing on the right hand side. Foden's playing in the middle. That is good to see. Grealish is also playing in the middle. Nathan Ake with the ball. Jack Grealish is holding the width on the left hand side, and Bernardo is holding Bernardo. I mean Bernardo on the right hand side, or it's Walker. When Walker plays, you don't actually need to hold the width because he maintains the width. It's Bernardo Silva actually who is maintaining the width there on the right hand side. So it'll be interesting. It will be interesting where Foden plays. City have switched on their high press. Copenhagen are very good at counter-attacking, and that's extremely well read by Nathan Ake. That's a very good ball. I think Bernardo Silva has been given the free roll. It's Foden actually holding the width. I think there's no one holding the width on the right hand side, to be honest. Because Foden has the license to come inside, but it's not exactly in the midfield. So this is interesting if Pep wants to deploy Foden on the right hand side. I don't know why. After the Brentford hat trick, Pep is doing this. Just don't know. He's done it against Everton. He's doing it now. Foden is there on the right wing. Look at Phil Foden there. He's on the right wing. He's been thrown out there on the right wing again. I don't know. That is a very good ball by Nathan Ake to Jack Grealish. Ah, that was a chance. KDB, that was a chance, Kevin. That was a chance. It was Haaland. It was Haaland. I think it would have been 1-0, but that was a very good cross. Late run by KDB into the box, and that was a very good cross by Nathan Ake. KDB should have done better. KDB should have at least tested the goalkeeper. That should have been on the target minimum. That is very well won. The header by John Stones. Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden. Phil Foden's done very well. See, now it's Kyle Walker riding the right wing and Phil Foden's come inside. And Walker and De Bruyne with a great ball to Walker. And I hope this is how it stays because I hate to see Foden out on the right wing. It's clear Bernardo's given a free role. So I think only two things can happen. Either Foden can be on the right wing or you can actually give the right wing to Walker. I think it will be a mix of both. Jack Grealish, that is wonderful from Jack Grealish. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Nathan Ake, I'll just come to the comment in a bit, County, once this attack from City is over. I'll come to the comment, County, yeah. Just a bit. Jack Grealish, City trying to build out from the back. Jack Grealish, John Stones on Rodri on the ball. Nathan Ake. That was not a good pass. Jack Grealish was a spare man over there. I think it's gone out for City corner. Countainia is here. Hey, Countainia, how are you doing? Countainia says, "Oh man, wish Haaland was at the end of that cross." Haaland at the end of that cross, I think it was 1-0. I mean, even if KDB was there, I think KDB just misread the cross. I think that was KDB could have scored it 2 years back. I think against Real Madrid, Mahrez cross at the Etihad first leg, Mahrez cross, and I think KDB scored a bit of a difficult header than that. So that was such a delightful cross. I think you would expect. I mean, I would at least expect the goalkeeper to be tested on there. But the run from De Bruyne was excellent, to be honest. Did all the hard work. Maybe I think by looking at the cross, one thing you can't judge is the pace on the cross. I think one excuse you can give KDB is there was no pace on the cross, so KDB had to generate the pace with the head. I think that's one excuse you can give, to be honest. Ah, open goal. He's missed an open goal. I think Nathan Ake there. Oh, Nathan. I think that's clearly an open goal which Nathan Ake had missed over there. Look at that. Ake had to score that. Ake had to score that. Ah, that was a good header from Ruben Diaz. Good save, but Nathan Ake. The ball. I think the ball just went behind Nathan Ake. Yes, the ball just went behind Nathan Ake. You again needed an attacker on that. You needed a Erling Haaland or someone on that, to be honest. Kyle Walker, not good at building up, but he's done really well to get out of Copenhagen's press. And it's Kevin De Bruyne. That's what happens when you press Kevin De Bruyne. And it's Jack Grealish. City's build up from back to the front is lightning quick. And that's a corner for City. That's a corner for City. I think City should have been at least 2-0 up in the first 6-7 minutes, to be honest. The football's been good. The football's been absolutely very good. The build-up play from the back, Copenhagen are pressing well, but still we have actually done well, to be honest. Kevin De Bruyne with the corner. Let us see what the new set piece coach has done. Oh, this is an innovative routine. I don't think it worked out. Kandanya says, I think Ake thought he was defending the goal instead of attacking it. I think to be fair to Ake, I think the ball, before Ake reacted, the ball just went behind him, I think. That was the only thing. I think we underestimate so much the instinctive reactions of the strikers. I think if a striker was there, I think he somehow would have reacted faster, I think. It was a difficult chance, to be honest. I think if you you see it, and honestly, I think it was a good defensive clearance from Ake, to be honest. This is a good range for KDB. I think this is the range of a right footer, never ever a left footer. KDB is going to strike this, and I think it's written in the stars that it is going to hit the net. I don't know why I'm having that feeling. It hit the wall, but that was a great angle for KDB, to be honest. Kevin De Bruyne does well. Kevin De Bruyne, Copenhagen player takes the ball away from him. Ah, that's a city throw. I think the threat for Copenhagen is LNUC and it will come from the right flank or left flank. Ake will be a key member as the match goes on. Ake will be key because Copenhagen no Kyle Walker is. I mean, when Kyle Walker decides the opposition winger is not gonna beat me even once one on one, it's done. We saw what he did against Vinicius last season, and Vinicius for me is the best winger in the world. So I think Copenhagen know that and they will be targeting the side of Nathan Ake. That's a great ball down from Ruben Diaz, I think it is, to Phil Foden. Phil Foden comes inside. What a ball, Kevin De Bruyne. And City scores 1-0. Woo! Come on! And Kevin De Bruyne is telling, I will not score easy goals. The header was something which is too easy. This finish is very difficult finish. What do you say, Kandinya? How do you rate this finish? This finish for me is a very difficult finish, especially for a right footer. Everything was against Kevin De Bruyne here. Everything was against Kevin De Bruyne. Another Phil Foden assist, but everything was about. I think it's a very, very difficult finish because for a right footer, I think people the finish on the far post you have to get it inch perfect. You have to get it inch perfect. What do you think about the finish? What do you think about the finish, Kandinya? For me, I think you had to get it inch perfect. A little bit here and there, the ball goes out of the far post. That was an inch perfect finish. Phil Foden is telling, wow, Kevin, now I know why Pep placed you in the middle and not me. King Kevin, it's UCL nights, and there's only one emperor on UCL nights, and it's Kevin De Bruyne. Wow, what a comeback trial Kevin De Bruyne is on, and great ball from Phil Foden. But for me, that goal, everything about that goal was about the finish. Cardenas says, in this case, I'm happy that it wasn't Haaland. He would have missed it with his right foot. But coming in talking about Haaland's right-footed finishes against Everton, what did you think about that finish? Jordan Pickford, I think, will be still would have still had his hand on the ice. That shot from Haaland on his weaker foot was something else. He just blasted it. Pickford's hand would have still been sore from that, I think. Phil Foden out wide. He's getting a lot of service. But honestly, I think the finish for that for a left footer would have been easier on that angle, right? Because right footer, unless you're in Aguero or Alvarez, I think there was no finish there for the right footer. That far post finish was very difficult. I mean, Aguero would smash it into the near post top bins. Aguero was a different breed, but it was a very difficult finish. Jack Grealish. What do you make of Grealish, Kaundinya? Would you have started Doku over Grealish, or are you happy with Grealish? Because almost Erling Haaland almost got onto that. That was a leap of a giant. Even a giant would not have gotten to that cross. That was a leap of a giant. I mean, this might be a bit controversial, but I think Doku will not start a single UCL match. I do not think he'll start a single UCL match. He might come on as substitute to change the game if needed, but I do not think Doku comes on. Doku start the single UCL match because of the control. Look at the control Grealish is providing. And Grealish has gone past players once or twice as well. Look at the control Grealish is providing. Look at the small. I mean, I think with Doku, it's almost like, Doku tries to beat his man and all, but Grealish, I think Grealish is like he makes the game tick from a standstill position. Jack Grealish is like he draws a player and then he plays a pass so that De Bruyne is there, so that Haaland is through, so that Natanake overlapping can go on. I think Grealish makes the team tick a bit more than Jeremy Doku. The styles of play are different. So I'm not comparing. Doku is a wonderful winger in his own right, but I think in UCL matches I don't see Pep playing Doku over Jack Grealish. It's just not possible. John Stones, Ruben Diaz, Nathan Ake, Kevin De Bruyne, Jack Grealish. That is a wonderful run from Jack Grealish. The referee did well to evade a few players over there, to be honest. City are playing a very controlled game. Remember, Copenhagen are not an easy team to play against. I think a lot of United fans, for example, or even Galatasaray fans, or even Bayern Munich fans will say, I think Copenhagen got a draw against Bayern Munich, if I'm not wrong, I think, right? 1-1 or something like that, which affected United's chances anyway. But Copenhagen are not an easy team to play against. Their counter-attack. Copenhagen were leading 1-0, I think, against Bayern as well. So Copenhagen are not an easy team to play against, especially the counter. But look at the controls it is having. Bernardo, Grealish, Ford, and there is no one who is giving the ball away there cheaply. Natanake, Jack Grealish. This is football of the top ilk. This is extreme control. Copenhagen just do not know how to take the ball from City. This is control of the extreme nature. Final ball. Holland could not reach it, but wow, this control is something else. Kyle Walker gets the ball back, and Copenhagen are just not able to get out, to be honest. Nathan Ake. Ake is the pivotal player here. Ake, the threat is all. Elyounoussi is on the side of Nathan Ake. The threat is everywhere near Nathan Ake, to be honest. Look at it. They are not able to take the ball of Jack Grealish. Grealish is down, I think. There's something. There's no challenge, but still something's not right with Grealish. I don't know what it is. The control is just was immaculate, but I just hope it's not a injury or something with Jack Grealish. To be honest, I don't know what is it. There was no challenge on him, and especially when there's no challenge on him and the player goes down, then it's not a good thing. I think Grealish offers you both defensively and offensively. Grealish offers you a lot when compared to Jeremy Doku. I mean, Doku is good taking on players and all, but in UCL, it's almost like you have to know when to take it on. Otherwise, if you lose the ball, then the counter attack is on in the opposite direction. So you need to be extremely careful. Thank God that Grealish is all right now. Thank God he's standing on the pitch. Pep Guardiola is speaking something to his staff, but I think Grealish is okay to continue, which is actually good. Edison and Copenhagen are pressing a bit more high now. They're trying to press Edison, which is a waste of time. That is excellent hold up play from Erling Haaland. That is wonderful. The build up has been excellent here. The build up has been excellent. Bernardo Silva with the ball. Kevin De Bruyne pass it back, and Copenhagen are like, what the hell? We just pressed, and our press has come to nothing. I think the fullbacks are not coming very high. If you see, this was always a theme that you've seen. Doku is warming up, but this was a theme that you've seen last time as well. The UCL. I think Jack Grealish will come off. To be honest, I don't know. He's not looking. I don't know what is the problem there. Jeremy Doku is coming on. What an outside of the football by Edison. I don't know why Jeremy Doku is already there on the substitutes bench because Jack Grealish looks okay, to be honest. Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, and he's kicked the ball out because Jack Grealish wants to come off. Now it's Jeremy Doku. The control was so good and Grealish had to go off. I don't know what the injury is, to be honest. Do not know what the injury is. Maybe I have jinxed it by telling I do not see Jeremy Doku starting over Jack Grealish and suddenly this happens. And again, City are keeping the ball. Don't know what the problem with Jack Grealish is, but he had done extremely well in in the 20 odd minutes that he's played. He's done very well there. His control was very good. It's almost a 4-4-2 that City are playing out of position. Kevin De Bruyne is pressing with Erling Haaland. Cardenas looks like a pulled groin injury. Ah, let's hope that it's not serious. But honestly, Jack Grealish was just controlling everything so well. It was just seeming so smooth, so immaculate. I maybe think I can even see Pep starting Oscar Bob, to be honest, over Jeremy Doku, especially in UCL. Because you look at the style of play of Doku, I think he still needs a that's wonderful from Doku there. That is wonderful from Doku. It's just a turnover of possession. I'm a bit worried about Jeremy Doku, to be honest. Otherwise, Doku is excellent. It's just the turnover of possession, and that is what can actually be lethal in knockout competitions, to be honest. That was a bad clearance. Copenhagen are high up the pitch there. And that's a corner for Copenhagen. Their first corner. I think City need to score another goal to make this tie comfortable, to be honest. I mean, people might not realize this as much, but I think starting from today on, Jack Grealish would have been. I mean, we don't know the extent of the injury, but Jack Grealish would have been very important. I think Liverpool away Grealish starts over Doku. That's a good defensive header from I don't know who it is. Couldn't spot the player, but a good defensive header from Diaz, I guess. Nathan Ake as well. KDB, Foden's running, but Haaland's making a run through. That is a great ball from Phil Foden. What a ball from Phil Foden. What a ball from Phil Foden that is. Wonderful ball. It's just a KDB. I think if Haaland was there, Haaland would have been through. And now Foden's down as well. My God. I just hope it's not. It's a foul by KDB, but I think if it was Haaland there or even Doku on that ball, Doku would have been through. Foden's down as well. Ah, that was a nasty challenge on Phil Foden. I hope we don't get too many injuries, and it's not even like we're playing a bloody Atletico Madrid or something. City's medical staff are coming on. That's not good news. And the referee is not even giving any bloody yellow cards. From that Doku cross, I think Haaland's header. Haaland should have scored there. His header hits the bar. It's not actually Haaland's header. It was a Copenhagen defender's header. To be honest, would have been an own goal, but I hope Phil Foden is fit enough to continue. Don't know why there are so many injuries going on today, especially at this part of the season. This will be an important match for Jeremy Doku, I would say. Very important match. I think it's Rico Lewis who's warming up. Phil Foden is bang on from Jack Grealish. Okay, he's just come back. Don't know about his form, but Phil Foden is bang on form. This is the battle, like I said. Ball switched over to Elinuzi and it's Nathanake has done extremely well there. Look at that. Jeremy Doku has lost the ball. I know it's a foul, but that this instance, this moment will actually tell you why Grealish is preferred over Jeremy Doku. Look at it, where Jeremy Doku lost the ball. Jeremy Doku, even when bringing the ball out of defense, he looks to dribble it, but the fact is that you need to even pass it sometimes. You learn with it with maturity. Learn it with maturity. I'm not blaming him, but I'm telling why Pep prefers someone like a Grealish over Jeremy Doku in these kind of games. 27 minutes have passed by, but it's been Grealish injury, Foden injury, so I expect at least 4 minutes to be added on, and we need to score a second. I think we we will look to score a second before the break. Natanake, Jeremy Doku, go on, Jeremy, go on, take on your man one on one. They're doubled up on him. I think with Grealish again the thing is he wants you to double up on him because there's always a runner going through. But with Doku he tries to take the man on, so I think doubling up works a bit more. But what a ball again. It's cut out now by the Copenhagen player. It was a diagonal ball that which led to City's first goal. So Copenhagen have done well over there. Phil Foden. What a ball there. Ah! What was Erling Haaland trying to do there? He's doing all karate kicks. That was a chance, Erling. That was an easy chance. You could have finished it in the normal way. I don't know what Haaland was trying to do on that. Ball's given away there. City get the ball away. High up the pitch. Good defending by Copenhagen. I think you need a rotary strike on this, I think. The ball just didn't fall to Rodri over there, but Haaland should have scored there. To be honest, I don't know what he was trying to do. I don't know what Rodri was trying to do there. Jeremy Doku does well. Rodri, great ball there into Kevin De Bruyne. Bernardo Silva, but there was never any power on it. Rodri does extremely well over there. There's no one to pick up the ball. Haaland should have actually finished that and it should have been 2-0 and much more comfortable for City. They're showing the replay. Haaland could have just gone in the conventional way and he could have done that, but he was trying to do some acrobatics. But if that would have gone in, that would have been one of the more iconic Champions League goals. Almost in the same category of Ronaldo's bicycle kick against Juventus, if you remember, 3 4 years back. Try to defend it, defend it, defend it, defend it. Yes, Bernardo Silva does well. JSK says, what if this? These assholes are playing too rough. I think JSK honestly we should be at least 2-0 up here, if not 3-0 up. We should just put them away there. We cannot give them a chance. I think at 1-0 there's always a chance. At 1-0 there's always a chance. And honestly, I think since Grealish has gone off, there's a bit of, the control's gone. When Grealish was there, you look at how was it. Copenhagen were not able to even pinch the ball. And now it's a free kick for Copenhagen. We need to finish this game off JSK as early as possible. 2-0, 3-0 and the game's done. I would not say the tie is done, but at least the game in this leg will be done. That is one of the worst free kicks I've seen. I don't know why Foden kept it in, but John Stones does well. And it's a throw in for Copenhagen. They're playing rough. They're definitely playing rough, JSK. They're playing rough. That's why we need to just put them to the sword. Kevin De Bruyne, easy header. Maybe pace wasn't there on that. I don't know. But Erling Haaland should have finished it. One of the defender clears it, hits the bar. So I think at least we should have been 2-0 up, to be honest. Edison will not touch the ball. Ah! And Copenhagen score. Edison had given the ball away over there and Copenhagen score. It's bloody 1-1. Bloody Edison. JSK Copenhagen score. Bloody Edison had given the ball away over there. Stupid mistake from Edison. Bloody Edison. I don't know what he was doing over there, Edison. That was such an easy ball to clear. And the finish was good, I must say, but don't know what the hell Ederson did by giving the ball straight to Copenhagen player. And it's 1-1. What the hell, Ederson? What did you just do? And he's just brought an entire tie to life now, Ederson. Thank you, Ederson. Thank you for that. I don't want this match to be like another round of 16 with Leipzig last season. If you remember, it was 1-1 and then we had them at the Etihad. Since when Grealish has gone, I think there's absolutely been no control. I think now Copenhagen are on the front foot. JSK says sub and Pep. Rookie mistake. You just can't give goals like that in UCL. We should have known that after winning one UCL at least and going to a couple of finals. Stupid ball from Nathanak. It's gone. It's gone. Heads are gone here for City already. Heads are gone. Catch it, Edison. He should have caught it the last time as well. He was just doing something else. We need to be careful now till the end of the half. We need to be very careful here. The momentum is with the home side. The crowd will be there. We need to silence the crowd and everything. I mean, it is such a. I mean, if Copenhagen do the hard work and cut through us and score a goal, let them. But such a silly goal to give away from Edison. Rodri, Nathan Ake, Jeremy Doku, Nathan Ake. That's in a way very good pass from Erling Haaland. And it's a goal kick. Decisions are also going Copenhagen's way now. It's a goal kick. Such a silly goal to give away. I'm still fuming, and that was clearly a corner, but the referee thinks it's a goal kick. That's another good ball. That's a great dummy. Are Copenhagen gonna score again or what? Ah, he's guided, but my God, this tie is anything but straight. Countaigne says if a rookie goalkeeper does that mistake, he would never play again for the whole season. Edison's reputation is saving the blushes. I don't know what's happening with the goalkeepers Countaigne. Allison with a silly mistake there last weekend, if you remember. Edison with this mistake now. Raya with a rookie mistake as well. Last weekend, just don't know what's happening with the goalkeepers. But this was a Champions League. I mean, he's bloody won the Champions League and has done some exceptional saves last season. And he does this. That too, no one was even pressing him. That too, no one was pressing Edison. And he's the best passing goalkeeper in the world. And he does that. There was no press on him. If there was a press on him, he does that. I can understand. It has just completely changed the complexion of the tie now. Entire complexion of the tie has changed now. The home side at the Parken Stadium in Copenhagen, the home side, the crowd. And City were completely on top until then. Copenhagen had. This is what Pep says. The opponent. We need bloody million attempts to score a goal. The opponent has one shot. You see the stats. Copenhagen one shot overall in the game on target, off target, everything, and they score one goal. We have like a zillion, 10 shots at least, and we score one goal. But I think the real champions mentality comes out when you're down, when you're going through that tough phase of the game. I think it doesn't matter who the opponent is. I think there will be tough phases. There are no walkover games at this stage of the Champions League. I think every opponent is tough, and now a counter attack is on for Copenhagen. And look at Edison, he's just catching balls now. He's not even trying to hit them with his feet. Jeremy Doku now Copenhagen have opened up. Just thought Doku was going to go past. the Copenhagen player over there. I think that's what makes UCL special. I think you need to respond to the tough phases of the game, and City are going through a tough phase of the game. To be honest, I think 3 4 minutes of added time will also be there. I thought it would be a comfortable 2-0 till now, and just be viewing it as a routine game, but no. Again, look at it passing. Look at it. John Stones, I think it was who has made a mistake in passing. When have you seen these players last make a mistake in passing? Ederson, John Stones, Phil Foden, Kevin De Bruyne. It's easily defended. Nathan Ake gets the ball back. Kansas City finish with a flourish. Foden again. Foden now playing in the middle. I think it's actually Kyle Walker who's it's De Bruyne who's holding the width on the right hand side. Nathan Ake, Rodri to Kevin De Bruyne. Edison's come up the field now, but so they've given the ball away there, and it's a throw into Copenhagen. Wow, this match is not as straightforward as we thought. It's really tricky. Kevin De Bruyne with the ball. Kevin De Bruyne does well to escape the pressure, and it's can we get a goal before the break? That is the question because that will change everything. That will just change the mood in Copenhagen's. And City score again! It's the beautiful ball! It's Bernardo Silva! Kevin De Bruyne with the assist! Look at that energy, look at the spirit! Bernardo Silva says when the pressure is on, dial me Pep! When the pressure is on, dial me team, I will deliver. This is Bernardo Silva. When the pressure is on, the big men step up. Real Madrid at the Etihad, who destroyed Real Madrid? Bernardo Silva. City under the cosh here, Bernardo Silva. Bayern Munich, Bernardo Silva was an animal last season. Bernardo Silva, Leipzig last season we were struggling. Bernardo said, I'll do a 2v1 press. This is what is Bernardo Silva's speciality. That finish is not allowed. That finish is not allowed in football, guys. That finish is of the top drawer. I think it's one of the best finishes. What would you say, Camden? Yeah, what would you say, JSK, about that finish? For me, that is one of the top finishes. That is a finish which even strikers would struggle to do. What an outside of the foot finish. That is just a delicate touch outside of the foot. And City regained the footing again. 2-1. What a finish that is from Bernardo Silva. What a finish. And the assist is Kevin De Bruyne. Although the ball accident, it is not an assist you could say, but the action from De Bruyne was right, driving into the box. De Bruyne assist, Bernardo Silva goal. I'm happy about this, not because we are 2-1 up. Of course, I'm happy we are 2-1 up, but because how we negotiated the tough phase in the previous seasons, maybe not the last season, but this Copenhagen almost got the ball back over there. Really should have kept that. This is the problem with Jeremy Doku. You get a loose ball, Jeremy, keep that for a while, relieve the pressure. Transitions are what will kill you in knockout competitions, in football in general, but more so in knockout competitions, because you will not have enough time to respond and the pressure will get to you. I think Grealish going off changed the entire complexion of the game. The control that City were having with Grealish is something else. I think the half time is done, but almost. But I think can we fashion something in the last 20 seconds? I think City will just keep the ball, and I think it's half time, and the referee will blow. It's 2-1 City. Not the kind of scoreline we expected. I expected a clean sheet for us today, but mistake by Ederson, mistakes do happen. Pep Guardiola always says that it's not the mistakes I'm scared. It's not about the mistakes. It's about how a player reacts after making a mistake, and the reaction from City in general as a team as well, not just Ederson. The reaction after the mistake for 4 5 minutes we were under the cost. Copenhagen had one or two attacks, but then after 5 minutes we again got up and we actually started to play our game. So this is an excellent response to pressure from City. Wonderful, wonderful from City. I think we need to score the third goal here and put some distance between Copenhagen and us, to be honest. Let us see what's happening in the other game, to be honest, which is Real Madrid Leipzig. Let's see what's happening there. Oh, interesting. It's nil-nil at halftime. Real Madrid Leipzig. This is interesting. It's interesting because the match is okay. The match is away. The match is at Leipzig Stadium, so it's definitely not easy. So I think Real Madrid would maybe try to take them back to the Bernabeu and do something like we want to do with uh, Copenhagen. But yeah, Bayaji says City defense finding ways to shoot themselves in the foot. Bench Ederson versus Chelsea. I mean, I mean, Bayaji. I have seen. I've seen Ederson put under tremendous pressure. I've seen Liverpool is one of the best pressing teams I've seen in the last 4 5 years. Liverpool, Roberto Firmino pressing Ederson. Sadio Mane is one of the best pressers. Sadio Mane pressing Ederson. Last season, Bayern Munich pressing Ederson. I've never seen Ederson make a mistake under pressure when he's pressed by some of the top pressing players in the world. Never seen him make a mistake of a pass. 93rd minute opposition presses Ederson, he still chooses to make that risky pass. But here the thing is there was no press at all. There was no pressure on Ederson at all. Copenhagen were trying to save their asses. Copenhagen were trying to go back and set up in shape. And no pressure in Ederson does that. Unbelievable. Literally unbelievable. But but again, I think it's important how we came out of that mistake, because more often in the past, Monaco is an example. In the past, Tottenham Hotspur is an example in the past. Lyon is an example in the past where we do a mistake and we don't recover from it. We just spend the entire time thinking about the mistake. But you know what the champions do? You know what, we are the champions, of course we are the champions of Europe, but you know what champions do. People with that mentality, they shrug that mistake aside and they say, okay, let us continue. What do we have to next? They stay in the present rather than being haunted by the future. That is the ultimate benchmark of a champion mentality. And I think for 5 minutes we were with old Manchester City, 2 3 years back Manchester City. But after that, we again, realized who we are, and we just kept on playing and we got the goal. So very unhappy with the mistake, but glad that we managed to recover from that mistake. I think this competition for me, Bayaji, is all about recovering from your mistakes. It's about not allowing that mistake to creep on you. That's why it's so tough to win this competition. That's what Pep will be saying. Edison conceded a goal, mistake. That's it, mistake. What are you going to do to bail your teammate out? He has bailed you a lot of times by making tremendous saves. How are you going to bail him out? That's what Pep will say in the dressing room talk. So and in general, Bayaji, I think City's defense was good. The Kyle Walker was good in the build-up. Copenhagen's press was dangerous, to be honest. Whenever they pressed, Kyle Walker, I was a bit worried about him in the build-up, but Kyle Walker did extremely well in the build-up. He never gave the ball away. I actually think the game changed once Grealish went. I know I've been saying this a lot in the stream, but I think the game changed when Grealish went. When Grealish went, Doku came. You suddenly saw that Nathan Ake was a bit more reluctant to overlap. Once Doku came, when did you see Ake overlap? When Grealish was there, Ake was always underlapping, overlapping. Once Grealish went, Ake was not confident because Doku gives the ball away a lot, and Elyounoussi is playing on that side. Elyounoussi is very fast, so I think Ake lost that confidence. Copenhagen found it easier to double up on Doku rather than, why are they doubling up on Doku? Because there's no one underlapping or overlapping. There's no run beyond Doku. So, so I think Grealish going off for me changed everything. We just lost that bit of control. Because once Grealish was there, it's almost that Copenhagen felt like, please, referee, give us another football to play. That's what Copenhagen felt like. They were just not getting the ball. Bhaiya, this says, are both Kova and Yasko injured? I don't think they are injuries, Bhayaji. I do not think they are injuries, to be honest. I just think he's giving them a bit of rest. I think you can expect both of them to start against Chelsea, I think, at the weekend. He's just rotating his squad, I think, because there's no news of their injuries or something. There's absolutely no news of that. So, but I don't think they would have played anyway. Where would you have? I think Josko Guardiola, Ake, I would say. Yeah, I would actually say yes, Ake. I think for the rest of the UCL campaign at least, I think this is our back line. This is our back four: Stones, Diaz, Walker, and Nathan Ake on the full back positions, and Rodri along with Ederson. I think this is our back six, sort of, if you could say. And Erling Haaland is seven, Kevin De Bruyne eight, Bernardo Silva nine. I think the only spot which is up for debate, Phil Ford in 10, of course, the only spot up for debate is Jeremy Doku or Jack Grealish. That is the only thing. Seeing what Pep Guardiola has done, I think Jack Grealish, if his fit, starts over Jeremy Doku, unless there's a fullback who is not defensively good in another team, and you don't get those sort of fullbacks at this stage of the season. So so I actually think this is the lineup. What we have started with today is what we'll see with Pep in the coming games as well. Just give me a moment. I'll switch on the charger. But the control when Grealish was there is immaculate. The control. By the way, Bayaji, if you're there, what do you think about the finish from Bernardo Silva? For me, that Newcastle finish which he did, this finish, I think they are some of the top finishes I've seen from any player at City. Those finishes, I mean, those are just tremendous finishes. They're not easy finishes. Bayaji says Grealish handles big games better, and the control was. And also Bayaji, you see the confidence when Grealish there. Ake is okay to overlap. Ake is okay to say, I will wander into the midfield, inverting, leaving my flank free. Because Ake knows Grealish defensively running back, he can do things. Ake knows when not to give the ball away. Sorry, knows when not to give the ball away. Grealish is unpressable. So there's a lot of things. I hope. By the way, what injury did they say about Grealish? Because No, I'm not been obviously hearing commentary or stuff. Counting as it, it's maybe a pull groin injury, but I just hope the injury is not too serious, because I honestly don't think we can. I don't think we can. I mean, we can afford losing Grealish for too long, especially at this part of the season, because Grealish gives you control in big games. That, I mean, play Grealish on one side and Bernardo on the other side. I know it's last season's UCL trick, but and you look at the control that you're getting there. That control is just tremendous. Bayaji says yes. That goal itself sums up that Bernardo is worth more than 100 million. Those cheapos at Barca can F off. Those cheapos at Barca, Bayaji, are are they are lucky enough to have Gundogan. They are lucky enough to have Gundogan. I must say, I'm seeing a bit of those La Liga matches, because Girona is in the title race and Gundogan is single-handedly driving that team forward. Just imagine if Gundogan was in this team. I think we would be far ahead in the league, but then again, it's a double-edged sword, because maybe Phil Foden would not have progressed as much this season. I don't know, but the the only player, I think the only difference from last season's team to this season's team is Ikai Gundogan, and those cheapos at Barcelona have not paid us for. They have not paid us for Ferran Torres still. Those 15-20 million. And Ferran Torres was telling Barcelona was the stepping stone from Man City. And look at what. And now Savio is telling, I do not want Barca, I want City. Now there's a Joshua Kimmich who's telling, I would prefer to play at City more than Barca or any other team. How much things have turned around. I just hope we score another goal. I'm just still feeling that bit of goosebumps. Still, I mean, this game for me, weirdly, it feels like Leipzig versus City last season. We were 1-0 leading going into halftime. Ironically, Guardiola scores in the 70-ish minute something, 73rd minute something, 1-1. And that entire 2 weeks were tense, to be honest. Till that return leg at the Etihad, where we demolished them 6-1. So I just hope we score another goal. But what do you guys think about the position of Phil Foden today? Because again, it's interesting with Foden, because he scored a hat trick. He saved our asses against Brentford by playing in the middle, and Pep is suddenly playing him on the wing. I know he's been given a bit of a free role, but I think at least in the UCL he'll have to contend with that role on the wing for a bit, I think. Bayaji says Haaland should have gone for header rather than Kung Fu kick. That was Bayaji. That was such an easy finish, Bayaji. Haaland could have actually taken. Haaland could have finished it first time with his left foot. The ball was falling onto his left foot. Haaland could have taken down, taken a touch around the defender, and he could have smashed it. Haaland could have done 20 type of finishes, and what Haaland tries to do. Haaland tries to do a kung fu kick. But anyway, if it would have come off, it would have been one of the more iconic moments in the entire UCL. It would have been like that, almost equal to that Ronaldo bicycle kick at Juventus, I think in 2018 seasons or sort of. So, but strangely, we are 2-1 up, and Haaland has zero goal contributions. That is interesting. Timotel Floria is here. Hey buddy, how are you doing? He says, where are you from? I'm from India, Timotel. I'm from India. But but looking at Jeremy Doku, what do you think, Bayaji? Should Pep have bought on Oscar Bob instead of Jeremy Doku? I think I know the experience not there, but Pep's played Oscar Bob in the group stages. Oscar Bob has come on against Newcastle ahead of Jack Grealish and won us a game. Literally, that touch and finish from Oscar Bob against Newcastle is just out of this world sublime. I think Oscar Bob would have provided much more of an surety when compared to Jeremy Doku, I think, in terms of keeping the ball. But again, I think Pep Guardiola is maybe not confident about the defensive abilities of Oscar Bob. It's so ironic that we're talking about offensive players here and we're looking at who's the best defensively, and we are looking at them. But that is what UCL of all tournaments deserve. UCL of all tournaments demands, to be honest. How good are you defensively? How good are you at keeping your shape, to be honest? No, I think it was 2014, just a bit of topic, but I think it was 2015. I think 2015, 2016, we were playing Juventus in the group stage. Juventus was in our group that time, and we have beaten Juventus at home that season. And Juventus away, I was speaking to a friend, uh, and I was asking him, what do you rate our chances against Juventus? How much do you rate our chances in the UCL? And that time he said, I don't think you go far in the UCL because a lot of your players are attack minded. None of them do defensive work. And at that time, we were having a midfield under Pellegrini of Taure, David Silva, and Samir Nasri and stuff. And I was a bit angry at that time, but I think he was right. To win a UCL, I think last season showed you need to be defensively so strong. You need to be defensively so resolute. Ruben Diaz block against Bayern Munich. One Ruben Diaz wonderful defending against Real Madrid. I can tell you 10 instances defensively that have made us win the UCL last season. Akanji one-on-one against wingers. Walker's battle with Vinicius. I think more than offensive moments, I think you can say a lot of defensive moments have helped you go far in the UCL. Bhaiya, this is please bringing Bob would have dispirited Doku though. Bhaiya, this is please shore up defense before Chelsea game. Don't want another 4-4. No, Bhaiya, that was that week. That Diwali was a true Diwali for us, right? 4-4 against Chelsea. Next week, the Diwali was still continuing 3-3 against Spurs. It was just like, and then I think a couple of days later, it was 2-2 against Crystal Palace at the Etihad and stuff. That was just something else. But anyway, the players are there on the pitch. I think, by the way, Bayaji, that game would have been, we would have won that game 6-4, 7-4, I think, because if De Bruyne would have been there in that game and looking at the high line that Chelsea were playing back at the bridge in sort of October, November, I think De Bruyne would have destroyed them. But anyway, I think it's City kicking off now, and it's Kevin De Bruyne kicking the ball off. We are kicking from left to right now. JSK says, okay, De Bruyne is something else. He is JSK. I think JSK is now much more, wait to your debate of Edison out, Ortega in, right? Again, crazy defensive passes. That was such a bad pass. Copenhagen player was almost through. It's a box midfield now. Stones alongside Rodri. The iconic box midfield is back. Ruben Diaz. There's an option for Kyle Walker. Stones has gone to the box midfield, and Nathan Ake is a bit high up, and it's a back three with Stones going in. Jessica says, I'm always Ortega in no matter what. Jeremy Doku gets the ball back, and Jeremy Doku does a wise thing. Jeremy Doku, the thing is, he'll have to learn to control the tempo of the game. Because in a pep team, you're gonna find yourself in midfield positions. You're gonna find yourself with your fullback overlapping you. You cannot take the risk of a turnover in those situations. I think Jeremy Doku has everything to his game. What Jeremy Doku needs to learn is the mental side of the game in terms of the decisions he needs to take. in certain scenarios of the game. Phil Foden did extremely well there almost. Ruben Diaz does well. This combination of Jeremy Doku and Phil Copenhagen, it's I don't know who get the foul over there. By the way, JSK Stefan Ortega has conceded. I think Stefan Ortega has conceded 0 goals from open play in the FA Cup last season and this season till now. The only one goal he's conceded is from a Bruno Fernandes penalty, which was never a penalty. So Ortega almost 1.5 FA Cup games and has conceded 0 goals. Wow. And he's made some pretty good saves as well in the Spurs game, for example. JSK says because Joe Hart is the one who made me fall in love with goalkeeping, so I want a goalkeeper like him. Yeah, I think a lot of City fans, including me, we loved Joe Hart, but I think once Pep came, I think he wanted you to play in a different way, and I think it all went. But yeah, Joe Hart was a very good epitome of traditional goalkeeping, shot stopping and stuff. And now Copenhagen are ready to break here. Nathan, win your one on one. Nathan, win your one on one. Linussi is, I think, it's a corner for Copenhagen, and I think it's Ian Mats. I don't know. It's not Ian Matson, but it's Matson who's there, but Akid as well, and it's a corner for Copenhagen. Copenhagen are good on set pieces as well. We need to score the next goal, guys. We need to score the third goal. We need to score the third goal. That header was very good, but good clearance. JSK says, I never liked sweeper keeper. To be honest, traditional goalkeeping is what is all I support. That is true. That is true. But I just think JSK that the game has moved on, and I think Ortega is also a sweeper keeper. For me, I think Ortega is a third best keeper. I would even say second best keeper with the ball at his feet in the Premier League. I think he's better at his feet than Allison as well. Stefan Ortega. Ortega, I think, is damn good with his feet. But I think that's where the game has gone on now. Teams are looking to build attacks with goalkeepers. It's attacking from the back and defending from the front as what it's become. Jeremy Doku does extremely well there. Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden. That's a great run from Jeremy Doku. Not a good one there from Rodri. Rodri is having an off day. I don't know how many of you have observed, but Rodri is having a bad off day. He was caught on the ball once or twice in the first half, and he's having a he's very much having an off day. Ball again given away. I think this time it's by Kevin De Bruyne. But a defensive shape is good. Defensive shape is key. Defensive shape is key in these UCL matches. Edison does well there. Edison does extremely well coming off of his line. Edison does extremely well. Copenhagen are growing into the game. They're having moments, guys. We are under pressure here. We are under extreme pressure. Kyle Walker does well, and then Edison's reading of the game is good, especially after making that mistake. Edison looks a bit rattled, to be honest. Copenhagen are pressing in that mid block, which has never been comfortable for Pep Guardiola teams. And Jeremy Doku just has a heavy touch, and the ball goes out. I think Copenhagen are preparing a change, but I think if anyone can break the press, I think Copenhagen are really not pressing too high, to be honest, as well. I think But I think we need to get Kevin De Bruyne more into the game, Haaland more into the game. Both of them are not there, especially since the 30th minute or so. De Bruyne and Haaland, both of them looks are just out of this game. We need to score the next goal. We need to score the next goal. Kevin De Bruyne on the ball. This is what we need. Very good ball. Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva. Ah, just that Foden could not do anything. Ah, Rodri trying to thread the ball through, and it's almost a turnover over there. Kyle Walker does extremely well. His reading of the game has been good, but that's good recovery from City. It's Kyle Walker again. Walker to Rodri. Rodri to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva has Phil Foden ahead of him and Rodri. John Stones. Nathan Ake. Jeremy Doku. Kevin De Bruyne. That was a good save from the keeper. What a shot from De Bruyne. That's a good save from the Copenhagen keeper, Drabara. He's a good keeper. I know he's a traditional goalkeeper. Actually, something of to JSK's liking, but that was a good shot. Maybe a bit near the goalkeeper, not in the top bins like De Bruyne usually does. But that is the connection we are looking for, to be honest. I think Copenhagen are making a change. Victor Klaasen goes off and Andreas Cornelis comes on. Genuinely don't know who they are. And I'll not sit here and lie, to be honest. But we need the third goal to go in. A tough, hostile away stadium this is. And we have performed well, I think. We have performed very, very well. Let us see what the new set piece coach has for us now. Kevin De Bruyne corner. They have tried something new with every corner in this match. City. I think we have just had one or two corners, not many. Jeremy Doku. It's a free kick to City. That's a good angle. I think it's a left. If Mahrez was there, I would say a left footer, but I think it's a right footer. To be honest, I think no. I think left footer curling it away. I think you you would have needed Julian Alvarez, to be honest, in situations like this. I think Phil Foden would fancy. To be honest, I would fancy a left footer than a right footer here at the near post. That's the bloody goalkeeper. Phil Foden tried to do that, but not enough pace on the ball. You needed a Mahrez on that, to be honest, to curl it in. It's a Copenhagen throw, and Copenhagen are trying to press us, but without pressing us, they got a goal. So we need to be very careful on the press. Kyle Walker. I always thought Kyle Walker was the least gifted player in terms of on the ball. He struggles generally in the build up, but he's been very confident in the build up on this match. Bernardo Silva. This is where Pep is missing a player like Lucas Paqueta. I think if Lucas Paqueta was there, you bring him in place of Jack Grealish and the controls there. Now it explains why Pep wanted Lucas Paqueta and we went 80 million for Lucas Paqueta. It's a foul on De Bruyne. Of course, it's a foul on De Bruyne. Copenhagen thought they had a 3v3, but it's a clear foul on Kevin De Bruyne. The tension, a lot of goosebumps. I'm feeling a lot of goosebumps, to be honest. He can just cut the tension with the knife here. We need to score the third. Phil Foden, Kyle Walker. What a ball from Kyle Walker! If only Kyle Walker had the curve and a bend of a Roberto Carlos. That is wonderful interception there from Bernardo Silva. Jeremy Doku does well to change direction and protect the ball. This is the maturity. Jeremy Doku is learning it on the job in one of the more high pressure environments. Unexpectedly, Doku did extremely well there. That's a very good ball to Bernardo Silva. I think it's offside. Bernardo Silva knew he was offside, to be honest. The move was good anyway. The move was very good. It's John Stones actually who went offside, but the move was very good. He was clearly offside. But I must say the move was good. I want Edison to be, yes, a bit casual at that, which means that he's got over that mistake. This is excellent build up from City. This is wonderful from City. That is wonderful defending there from the Copenhagen defender. And City get a corner. This is excellent build up from City. That build up was unreal. That build up was truly unreal. The defending was good. Defending was very good from the fullback. Otherwise, De Bruyne was through across the box, and maybe Haaland scores into an empty net, hopefully. But didn't happen. Excellent defending from the Copenhagen defender. Kevin De Bruyne with the kick. And Copenhagen break. This is, I think it was Doku with the shot. This is what a piece of defensive action that was. I don't know who was it, but I was like, that was surely a goal, but I don't know who was it. I think it was Ruben Diaz with that excellent piece of defensive action. It was Nathan Ake with that piece of defensive action. What, that was wonderful defending from Nathan Ake over there. Leaning header. This is, for me, I think Ake is the best left back in the world. At least defensively. Might not be both combined offensively and defensively, but purely defensively, I think Ake is the best left back in the world. He's proved it last season, gone under the radar, and this season I'm very confident he is the best left back in the world, no doubt. Again, City were under pressure there, good, but again the immaturity of Doku there, trying a shot, really should have never done that. Kyle Walker, Ruben Diaz, Nathan Ake. Nathan Ake again with the ball, but again that piece of defensive action from Ake was superb. one of the highlights of the match because that was an open goal. The Copenhagen player was almost ready to shoot it into an open goal. And see, he was swinging his leg as well. It's a corner for City. Well done, Kyle Walker, with that overlap. It's just 62 minutes, 63 minutes gone, but we need to get another goal. Champions League away legs are never easy, especially if a team has come this far into the knockouts. Erling Haaland thought he might get that Everton chance again, but again immaturity of Doku there, and it led to a very dangerous position. A mistake from the Copenhagen player. Ah! Erling Haaland should have done better with that. Again, the positioning from Ruben Diaz was excellent over there. Nathan Ake will get control of the ball. Yeah, will Haaland not have one chance? I mean, the one thing Copenhagen should be scared of is Haaland not having. I know he's had the kung fu kick and stuff, but Haaland not having that one big chance, especially with KDB in there. I think Foden in there, Haaland will have that one big chance. It's just that if he takes it or not. KDB again. Addison collects it. Again, a heart in the mouth moment almost. City losing the ball and on the counter. These teams are lethal on the counter, especially in the Champions League. I, good to see the confidence from Edison back. See, someone's pressing you so much, you don't do a mistake. Without any press, how can you do that mistake? Maybe complacency is the only thing I could say. Hopefully, that wakes Edison up. See, if someone doesn't have the skill to do that, he makes a mistake. I understand. He's trying to learn. But Edison, for me, is I think everyone will agree he's the best goalkeeper in the world with the ball at his feet. There is no goalkeeper better than Edison with the ball at his feet. City are just passing the ball around. Jeremy Doku, that's a corner, I think. Chance again, we're creating chances. Phil Foden on another day would have rifled it into the back of the net. Doku does extremely well. It was a chance. That's well controlled there. Phil Foden. That's gone out and it's a City throw. Another Copenhagen player is coming on. We need to score the third goal here. I think we need to go for it and score the third goal. And The two finishes from City today have been top notch. In fact, we have missed the easier chances and we have scored from the harder chances. Be honest, Haaland's chances, two chances, the kung fu kick and the header when De Bruyne was gifted the ball a few minutes ago. Both were easy. I don't know what kind of a stupid shot that was. They're appealing for a corner, but I don't know why you're shooting from there. I know it's Rodri, and I cannot tell him not to shoot from long range because last season what happened, Bayern, Inter Milan. So yeah, it's not 2-0, it's 2-1. So we at least need a two-goal cushion to take it to the Etihad and make life a bit easier for us, I would say. Haaland's been totally inactive. I've never seen Haaland being so inactive in a Champions League game at City. He's always had something on the other to contribute to. I think Jeremy Doku is free there. I think Ake needs to play in Jeremy Doku. Yes, Doku gets the ball. Ake on the overlap. Ah, that was a very good shot from Jeremy Doku. What a shot, and it's a good save for the goalkeeper. If that had rifled in, that would have been something else. Ah, Brian loses the ball, and it's a foul on Kevin De Bruyne, I think, and it's a free kick for City. What a shot that was from Jeremy Doku. It was, I would say, a routine save for the goalkeeper, but that was definitely rifling in. If Doku can perfect that like Vinicius Junior does, cutting in and hitting it into the corner, that wasn't into the corner as well, then I think Doku will be a world beater. No one can, touch him. 70 minutes gone. One more goal, and I think it will be a much more easier watch in terms of without any goosebumps and pressure, I would say. Ah! Walker almost picked out Erling Haaland's run over there. That's a foul in favor of Erling Haaland. That was a foul. That was a foul on Erling Haaland. I don't know what Copenhagen are telling. Give them a yellow card for dissent. Yes, they have been all rough today. Give them a bloody yellow card for dissent. He's clearly bundled over Erling Haaland there. He's clearly fouled Erling Haaland. Look at what he's done. Overall, City have had 72% possession and we just need to make it count a bit more. That is the only thing. I know every pass of Edison will be scrutinized from here on, but generally he's safe with his passing. John Stones, Kyle Walker, Walker back to Stones, Ruben Diaz, Rodri, Bernardo Silva cuts it back to Jeremy Doku. City are building something and the build up breaks, but Ake is there to rescue it again. Bernardo Silva to Doku. I just hope Doku doesn't give it away. Doku back to Ake. This is good from City. After a long while, we are seeing control possession. That's a corner for City, and that's a free kick. I think it's a foul. This game is turning out to be very rough. Look at the tackle there. That's a clear foul. Two-footed tackle. Why can't it be a red card? VAR, just have a look at it. That's a two-footed tackle. It's dangerous play. It's very dangerous play. It's dangerous play. Stats are up. Could be a red card as well. Is VAR checking it? I don't know. And it's on a little magician, Bernardo Silva. Kevin Dix gets a yellow card. City are preparing for a free kick, but I hope the injury to Bernardo Silva is not too major because he walk. Yes, I think he's able to walk. To be honest, that is a good thing. I don't know why they're playing so rough, Copenhagen, and Brian tried a direct free kick and it's gone over. City need to score another. They're just playing too rough, Copenhagen. We need to score another. And they don't even have the gratitude that we gifted them the goal. Bloody hell. Natanake, Kyle Walker, Rodri, Jeremy Doku, Bernardo Silva, Kyle Walker. Good that we're having a persistent spell of possession here. Phil Foden, Kyle Walker, Kevin De Bruyne, Rodri. Jeremy Doku does extremely well. I think De Bruyne wants a corner, but Haaland should have done well there. Haaland should have done very well there. What a move by City. Haaland should have scored that, I think. Yes, Haaland had a chance there. Haaland should have scored it. I know the defender got there first, but Haaland with his height and physicality should have done better. He will know it. Substitution now. Bernardo Silva goes off. Is it Oscar Bob who's coming on? It's Matthews Nunez who's coming on. This is interesting. Nunez had a very bad game against Everton. Not even in below average. He had a very bad game against Everton. Phil Foden tried that. That would have come off. It would have been something else. But is Pep happy with the 2-1? I don't know. Bringing Matthews Nunez on. I think it maybe tells yes. I don't know. Coutinho says, more than scoring a goal, I'll be happy if City finish off the game without further injuries. They've been very rough, Coutinho. They've been very rough. Copenhagen players in terms of the tackles. I think City fans should not be that too worried when you look at last season when Pep was happy to accept 1-1 at Leipzig and then took them to the Etihad and we won there 6-1 against Bayern. He was like, yeah, happy to act. I think last season all of the away games were 1-1. If you see Bernabeu 1-1, okay, Bayern first leg we finished them off, but generally all of the games last season was 1-1. Just think, one more goal and it just gives you that breathing space. I think Haaland should get one more big chance. I think that connection between Haaland and De Bruyne hasn't quite happened today. The one best chance which Haaland has got, he tried to score a kung fu kick. I don't know what he was doing there. Jeremy Doku gives the ball away there and it's a counter attack on 1v1. Diaz does well. This is the problem. This is the problem with Jeremy Doku dribbling. That is why Grealish was important. Or when Doku plays, I think the fullback cannot come forward. I think when Doku plays, the fullback needs to just stay back like we did last season when Akanji and Ake just stayed back for the majority of games. It's the 80th minute now. Yes, roughly it's the 80th minute, and that I just hope that Bernardo Silva was just a precaution and the Grealish injury was not as serious. Good to see that Edison is back to his casual passing this thing. I think Copenhagen have found the way to make Ederson play, make mistakes. Generally, if you press someone, they make mistakes. But with Ederson, it's the opposite. I think if you press him, he becomes more active. So you have to just not press him and not activate him, I think. Matthews Nunez, he gives it to Jeremy Doku. One more goal, and I think we should be very comfortable in this tie. Phil Foden, on the half turn, Phil Foden has not been good today. Let's see. Matthews Nunez, Phil Foden, Nunez again, Phil Foden. It's a throw in for City anyway. Kevin De Bruyne wants to take the throw. This is interesting. I don't know why De Bruyne wanted to take the throw there. Kevin De Bruyne out wide. Erling. I think Foden's been poor today in terms of taking the ball on the half turn. Ake's been excellent. I think Ake's header is equal. I won't say it's equivalent, but it is very. Can compare it to Ruben Diaz's block against Bayern. Ake's header was so important, and it's a City throw in. Again, complacency from City. Complacency from City. It's a Copenhagen ball, and I was thinking little bit of breathing space, but no, maybe not. Defensively, we have been all right. We have been very good today, I must say, apart from the Ederson error. Can Phil Foden gets the ball. Phil Foden dribbles past everybody. He does extremely well. Not the right pass. Not the right pass from Foden. Should have been on the left hand side. But that is the ability of Phil Foden. Take the ball and run through a group of players. Jeremy Doku with the ball. Jeremy Doku shifted to the right hand side. But that was 4v3 almost. But it was difficult for Foden to make the right pass. There were four players on him. Four Copenhagen players on him. But Kevin De Bruyne with the ball. Doku does extremely well. He has to give it back to Kevin De Bruyne. Yes. Phil Foden. City still searching for that third goal. Matthews Nunez. Jeremy Doku has to give it back to Kevin. The ball was just too high for Erling Haaland. It was a good ball to be honest, Doku at that, but maybe needs a little bit more refining. I don't know. Ball given away and it's a counter. It's a counter for Copenhagen. Jeremy Doku retrieves the ball again. Doku's defensive work has been very good today. It's been very good. Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne. It's a free kick to City, and this is a very good position. This is a very good position for City, I must say. This is a very good position. It's a handball. He's knocked the ball back with his hand. This is a very good position, I must say. This is a very good position, and Kevin De Bruyne has put the ball down. Can Kevin De Bruyne score? This is such a good position. It's central as well, and the ball's not too far, too near to the wall as well. Is it written in the stars for Kevin De Bruyne to score this free kick? Is it written in the stars? Ah, why did he go low? He should have just tried to put it on a corner high because that was such a good angle for Kevin De Bruyne. That is such a poor piece of defending in Copenhagen and now Rodri does extremely well. That is why he's one of the best CDMs in the world and it's Erling Haaland. That's a foul. That's a foul on Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland's not been involved in the goals but his all-round play has been excellent. His all-round play has been very, very good. He's drawn fouls and has done everything. It's been very, very good. Can City have one last hurrah? John Stones, Ruben Diaz, Nathan Ake. That is excellent reading of the game from Ruben Diaz, and Ruben Diaz comes out with the ball. Now this is a very good run. This is a very good run. Can he make the final pass? Phil Foden, De Bruyne is on the outside. De Bruyne has been way off it today. Has not been good today. Phil Foden does extremely well there to contain the ball. De Bruyne has not been good today, to be honest, and he still scored a goal and he still assisted another goal. But he didn't mean that assist, but De Bruyne on a bad day can still have two goal involvements. Fair enough. Kyle Walker, can City create one last chance, or will we be happy just keeping possession? I think City are just keeping possession now. Edison, John Stones, Kevin De Bruyne in space. Kevin De Bruyne with a lot of space to run into. John Stones again. The Copenhagen players are tired. It's 3 minutes of added time. So I think there'll be time for one last chance. Maybe I think City are happy with 2-1 to be honest. We are not trying to probe as much. We're not trying to probe as much. We are conserving energy. City have gone into energy conservation mode now. I don't think Doku needed to do that and give the ball away. Just see the game off at 2-1. And it's a chance now for City on the break. It's Erling Haaland who's running. Ah, ah. The ball just wouldn't fall to Haaland, but there's still one and a half minute left. That was such a good chance. 3-1 and the tie's done for me. What a chance that was. Both Haaland and De Bruyne are not on it. Nunes does well. One last chance, I think. And City score. It's 3-1. It's game, set, match with Phil Foden. With a star boy, Phil Foden. Game, set, match. Tie, set, match. I think the tie is done. I'm not overconfident here. I think the tie is done. But again, this is football. Anything can happen. So respectfully. But I think 3-1. This will. I'm telling you, the ties may be done because the when has the goal gone? 2 minutes, 16 seconds, 2 minutes, 10 seconds, which means you have literally put a dagger into the heart of the Copenhagen players. They work so hard, and this is what and this is what has happened in the last minutes. So I think this is wonderful from City. This is superb from City, and Kevin De Bruyne has an awful day. Kevin De Bruyne has a very bad day, and and he literally has three goal involvements, a goal and two assists. Wow, what a player! And everyone there, you know why that goal went in? Everyone there was looking at Erling Haaland. All the defenders were covering Haaland, and Haaland made a run to the back post, and Foden was empty. Kevin De Bruyne, that's why he's called as the maestro. That's why he's called as the artist. He pulled the ball back to Phil Foden, and that's it. The game's done. Copenhagen players have given it everything, and they're destroyed on the floor. The game's been rough. The game's been difficult. It's not been an easy fixture. The game's been difficult. I know it's still football. Anything can happen in the second tie, but 3-1. I think if you can't even protect a deficit of a two-goal lead, that too at the Etihad, then when have we last been beaten at the Etihad? 2019 by Tottenham in the Champions League. I think after that no one has beaten us at the Etihad. So I think Copenhagen have to do that is the amount of task. I'm not sitting here and saying Copenhagen cannot do it, but that is the task at hand for Copenhagen in the second leg. But it was not vintage City at all. It was Edison with an uncharacteristic error. It was people doing errors. Kevin De Bruyne off game, Rodri off game, Foden, Haaland definitely an off game. Could have easily had a hat trick today. Kung Fu kick, header, and two headers. He could have easily had a hat trick. So look at the players who have had an off game today for us. Edison, Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne, Erling Haaland, Phil Foden also had an off day in terms of he was not able to receive the ball in half space and stuff. So you look at our main players have had an off day, and still we are what we have won it 3-1. Was definitely a tough tie, and kudos to the players for hanging on. This is what champions mentality for me is all about. I know I've been repeating this, but I will repeat it again because people think just playing beautiful football is what wins you Champions Leagues. Arsenal have been living in this dilemma and have not won a Champions League till now. How did Pep Guardiola win the Champions League last season? Not by playing beautiful football. No, no, no. Digging out the heels and doing ugly things, kicking the ball out at the Bernabeu Stadium, kicking the ball out at the Allianz Arena, doing the dirty work at the Leipzig Arena last season. That is how we won the Champions League last season. So I think when you're down and out, can you still lift yourself up? That is what we have had to do in this game at various parts. When Copenhagen scored their goal 1-1 for 5-6 minutes, Copenhagen dominated. It seemed they would score next. We came out of that. We managed to somehow pick ourselves out of that, and teams that have leaders can only pick themselves out of that, and those are the teams that win the Champions Leagues. Those are the teams that go far in the Champions Leagues, because at the end anyone can win. But I think that mentality I've seen with City today, that mentality I've seen grow last season, and I've seen that mentality being stabilized this season. That mentality of not giving up when the going is tough, basically. That might sound like a big cliche, but that is what wins you big championships. That is what City have shown me today. People would say you should have blown Copenhagen away. This is a bloody tough fixture. Bayern could not win here. Bayern could not win. United could not win. Galatasaray could not win. This is a bloody tough fixture against Copenhagen. Very, very tough fixture. I think last season we could not win against Copenhagen in the Parken Stadium in the group stage. I think though we were 10 men down. So Copenhagen was so sharp in the counter attack. If you saw, once they picked off the ball, the midfield was so good, one touch passing, and they were releasing Elianauzi and the striker and the winger so fast. Kudos to the defense. Just don't underestimate the work Walker and Diaz and Ake and Stones have done. Especially Ake and Diaz were exceptional, I would say. Zero mistakes from the defensive unit today. Zero mistakes. Bhaiya, this is foul Hagen MC. But it was a tough game, Bayaji, to be honest. It was a very, very tough game. Very, very tough game, I would say. And for me, Kevin De Bruyne was really off it today, because when you saw the through ball which he gave to Haaland at the end, before he gave the cross, the cross to Foden was good. But apart from that, free kicks, prime Kevin De Bruyne scores a hat trick today. He should have scored from the free kick, because the angle was, it was central, and it was the perfect angle as well. He should have scored from that free kick. He should have scored another shot, which is shot straight at the goalkeeper from range. He should have assisted Haaland too. We should have finished this game 5-0, 6-0. But but again, was a very, very tough game. I think Arsenal lose this game. If Arsenal had to face Copenhagen, I think Arsenal lose this tie, because of the way Copenhagen was set up and stuff. We have won because of the experience we have gained in the last 3, 4, 5 years, 6 years, especially under Pep Guardiola in the Champions League. City of 2 years ago would have lost this game. Just how we lost that City of 2, 3, not 2 years ago, 3, 4 years ago would have lost this game. Just like we lost the game against Monaco all those years ago. So great performance from City. I just hope that I'm just waiting for the injury updates on Grealish and Bernardo Silva. The fouls were too heavy, the fouls were too heavy. But despite having an off day, I think we did very well in a relatively tough fixture. So thank you all, guys. Thank you for joining me here, and see you all again. Take care. Enjoy the night. It's almost morning. So enjoy the early onset of morning, and thank you everybody. Thank you JSK. Thank you Countainia. Thank you Baya, and thank you Bayaji.